everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking in Vicky's Kitchen. Yes, I'm doing another cooking video. This actually is going to be a 2-for-1 video because I'm actually doing a collab challenge that I'm in with another YouTuber's channel that I watched. So I will explain to you what that's all about, and I will tell you what I'm fixing to make to go along with that challenge. But first, I want to show you the t-shirt that I'm wearing because I love it. I don't know if you can read what it says, but don't ruffle my feathers. Once a year, every year at Orscheln's, our local Orscheln's, they have what's called a Chick Days, where they sell chickens and turkeys and ducks and guineas and all kinds of things like that, and rabbits. And then they also bring out a new design of a t-shirt every year. The t-shirts are generally $5 to $7 depending on what size you get. And I usually buy them. They're different every year, and they're always cute. This is one I got probably 2 years ago. And I just thought you guys might enjoy seeing it. I love chickens. I guess you can tell that by looking around my kitchen. So let me set my tripod down over here, and then I'll explain to you what I'm doing as far as the challenge, collab challenge or whatever goes. Let me put this thing over here. Okay. These are the ingredients right here. I'm going to explain to you what it is. But first I want to tell you about the challenge. This challenge is with too bad. The challenge was to make one meal for $10 or less, which that's what I'm doing here. This particular meal is going to last me more than one meal. Now, for a family of 4 or 5, it might just be one meal. But for me, I'm probably going to get 6, 7 servings out of it. But I also asked her if I could use some of the ingredients that I already had here and not count the cost on them. And she said yes, that would be fine. I didn't want to cheat on the challenge, and do anything wrong. But I did have to buy a few things. So let me read off to you what the recipe that I'm going to be making for you is called fried cabbage. This recipe my family absolutely loves. My sister gave me this recipe probably 6 years ago. And very easy, very simple to make because that's the way I like it. And I think some pretty healthy ingredients go in it. So what I have in here, first let me show you the ingredients and then I'll tell you the cost. You need 1 head of cabbage. You chop it up however big or small you like your pieces on your cabbage. Rinse it and dry it. Then you need 1 pound of this. I think some people call it Polish sausage. They sell this at the Dollar Tree for $1. There's two rolls in there. You chop that up. Then it also calls for like 3 slices of bacon, and you chop them up too. 1 onion diced and chopped up. Then you need like 2 tablespoons of oil, which I haven't measured this out because I'm fixing to take it over there and do that. Then you also need 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter or margarine, whatever you have on hand will work. Salt and pepper. And I also like to put a little bit of that stuff called all seasoning salt. So that's what I've got in here. My salt and pepper's on the bottom. And I've got the, see, you can see a little bit of it right there. I've got the all seasoning powders on top. And then it doesn't call for it, but I like garlic in mine. So I have chopped up 1 clove of garlic. Now, as far as the prices go on this, I paid $1 for the sausage. I paid $2.10 for the whole entire head of cabbage. The onions were free because my sister gave them to me, and she said that I could include those, so that I did. Thank you, Charlotte. Salt and pepper I already had here because it's part of my spices. The garlic, I did buy a little 3-pack of garlic, and I divided the price by 3 because I only used 1. So for this little bit of garlic cost me 43 cents. The butter was free. I already had that here. The oil, I already had that here. It's free. And the bacon was some of the bacon that I got in that haul where I got the bacon for $2.50 a package. So that's where the bacon come from. Since I already had it, that was free. Now, most of this putting together is going to be done over here on the stove. So let me take my tripod over there and get set up, and we'll commence to cooking it. Okay, now we're at the stove. And this pan right here, this is actually a wok pan. And this pan, I bought this pan special just for this recipe because there's a lot of cabbage in one head to chop up to fit, and then you have to stir it and toss it. I bought this pan probably 6 years ago, and this is the only thing basically that I use it for. Now, every once in a while, I do make stir-fried rice in here. But basically, this wok was bought just to use for this recipe. And I think my camera's sliding. Oops. All right, now I'm going to put the first ingredients in. Okay, the first thing you want to do is put in your oil. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball this because you only need 2 to 3 tablespoons of it because you're going to be adding your bacon and your sausage in there. Then the first thing you want to add in here is your bacon. Let me get the stove started. You add your bacon first. You're going to let your bacon cook for just a short amount of time. Kind of get it started, getting brown, and then you're going to add your sausage in next. Hope y'all can see that. My tripod's giving me problems. I don't want to set up like it's supposed to. Now you're going to add your sausage in here to your bacon, and you cook it until the sausage gets brown. I had accidentally turned my camera off when I added the sausage, and I forgot to turn it back on. That's why you didn't get to see that part. Okay, the sausage is now brown enough along with the bacon, and you're going to remove your meat from your skillet. Okay, now you add your 2 tablespoons of your butter in. To the grease that was left from the bacon and the sausage, you leave that in there for the flavor. Then you add your butter in there. Then when your butter gets melted, you're going to add your onions and your garlic if you're using garlic. It didn't call for garlic. I just like it. So that's why I put it in there. Okay. Now we add our onions and the garlic. And you're going to cook the onions and the garlic until they get nice and translucent and tender. It doesn't take very long. Okay, then once your onions and garlic are tender, you're going to add your cabbage. You'll see why I like this really big pan that I bought. Of course, after it cooks for a while, the cabbage will shrink down, but you need a fairly big pan to cook it in because you want to be able to stir it and flip it and get all that grease and stuff from the onions and the garlic on it. So that's the reason I got the big wok. And I'm going to just continue stirring and cooking this. And then I'll come back when I get ready to finish it up. Before I get ready to add the meat back in, I like to put my seasonings in here. That way they can be mixed along with the cabbage and the onions and the garlic. So go ahead and add your salt and pepper and any other seasonings that you like. If you like garlic powder, you can use that. Garlic salt, if you don't want to use fresh garlic. paprika. You could pretty much season it up to however you like. Imagine you could even put chili peppers in there, you know, if you like it hot and spicy. I don't like mine hot, so I'm not going to be doing that. Okay, it's about ready now for the final step. And as you can see how much it's went down, it's shrunk from cooking it. And the amount of time you cook it depends on how crisp you like it. Some people like their cabbage really, really soft and tender, and others like it to have jade. Others like it to have a little snap, a little crunch. I have to have it kind of medium in the middle. I like a little crunch to it, but I can't have it real tough and crunchy because I have troubles chewing on account of my teeth. So once you get that all cooked down to your desired crunchiness, we'll give it a couple more stirs here. So y'all can tell how much it's shrunk down a lot. That's why I love this big pan. Then after you get that done, right before you, the last step is adding back in your meat. And you're going to cook it for another maybe 5 minutes or so. Just to give the meat a chance to kind of blend in with the cabbage. Stir that in pretty good. And I'll continue cooking this, and then I'll bring you back at the end and let you see what it looks like. Okay, there's the finished product. And some people even put green peppers in there, bell peppers, which I don't like those in there. I do like the bell peppers, but I don't want them in my fried cabbage. So once you get that all marinated together and cooked, then it's ready to cool down a little bit and you can eat it. And I forgot to mention to you that the name of the lady who I did this challenge collab with, her channel name is At Home with Janet. And it was to cook a meal for $10 or under. And the total cost of everything that I used here that I paid for was $3.53. So I think that I beat the challenge. And like I said, this is going to last me more than one meal. So I may have even had like a meal for $1 and something by the time it's all finished with. I didn't divide that. If I divided 5 into that, it'd be a whole lot less than that. But anyway, that's how it looks after it's all done. I'll let it cool down a little bit, and then I'll come back over here and give it a taste test. Okay, now I plated me up some, and now I'm going to taste it. I mean, I've had it before. I know it's good, but the only thing that I did different with it this time was putting in the garlic and adding the seasoning salt. I haven't never put that in there before. But it does make a difference. It's very good. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. And watching me make this cabbage for the $10 challenge. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Show me that you enjoyed it. Because how else will I know? Thank you guys for visiting with me, and come back and see me any old time. Bye.